Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to 80 Knox Tournament Arena in the Rose City, Windsor, Ontario, for tonight's coverage of the Greater Metro Hockey League. Tonight, it's the Tillsonburg Hurricanes looking to carry a 13-game winning streak into the Rose City to face the hometown Windsor Aces. I'm Justin Prince. Welcome to tonight's coverage here on We Digital Productions. Let's swing right into your starting goaltenders. Starting in net tonight, it's Noah Achakafrio, making the start with a 9-1 record on the season, a 2.62 goals allowed average, and a 92.2% save percentage, coming off a strong performance in his last matchup. He's facing off against one of the most active goaltenders in the GMHL this season, Zachary Uplager. He comes in with an 18-10 record, a goals allowed average of 4.5, and an 85.5% save percentage, one shutout on the season. Tonight's officials, Ken Wilson, Dave Fennick, Tim Brooks. As Tim Brooks draws off the puck, we're underway from 80 Knox Tournament Arena. Opening face-off won by the Tillsonburg Hurricanes, already getting poked away quickly. Back and forth goes some of the passing on this early part of the game. Lewis Rebell watches it go underneath his stick. Zachary Uplager covers it up. We're going the other direction either way. Now for Zachary Uplager, he's coming into tonight's game coming off a decent performance in net for his side. However, he's looking to avenge as well a tough loss against this team. The last time these two teams met, it was a 7-4 victory on January the 4th for Tillsonburg over Windsor. All 7 goals scored by Uplager. Windsor quickly trying to put up the shot after the face-off. Couldn't get anything to go that time. Windsor changed up lines a little bit. Luke Mahan now on the ice alongside Fumakasai, Jake Pickersgill, Cameron Pickersgill, Milos Nikolic. For the opening shift, Canes take off their opening line for the shift. Cameron Wilson, Noah DeMella, Lewis Rebell, along with Taylor Woolcock, along with Mitch Randall, were the players on the ice for the opening line for the Tillsonburg Hurricanes tonight. Hurricanes have the puck in their own zone. Circling around from the boards, passed on back that time by Cameron Wilson, picked up though by the Windsor Aces. Goes on by into the neutral zone, brought back into the zone once again by Taylor Woolcock. Woolcock has it passed on back. Poked away that time though a couple different times for Dimitri Salatouth. Picked up back inside the own zone once again for the Hurricanes. Picked up Jacob Walter. Just past a minute into the first period here on We Digital Productions. I'm Justin Prince. Windsor Aces taking on the Tillsonburg Hurricanes. Both teams coming in on winning streaks tonight. With the puck right now, dancing with it is Zach Gilbo. Gilbo's pass intercepted, nearly passed on back. Taken back around. Salutis picked up. Saucer pass to Bryce Shipman, intercepted. Picked up once again by Zach Gilbo. He circles his way back across the blue line. Tries to circle around through a couple deeks. Takes it now in the near side corner. Picked up down low, Yetman. Yetman crossed the slot. Nearly deflected in now down low by Joey Zappa. Pass goes, sets up the breakaway. Chance, deking to the right, scores! Dimitri Salutu scores the first goal of the game just 2 minutes into the first period. And it's 1-0 Tillsonburg. Salutin coming away with the big goal and coming off just yesterday. The nod as the forward of the month for the month of January to start off this beautiful month of February, the February the 2nd. And now it is 1-0 for the Tillsonburg Hurricanes just 2 minutes in. Face-off won by Windsor. Tossed into the zone that time, Ivan Sabotin. Passed on backwards on the boards. Keegan crawling near, intercepted by Nikolic. Nikolic does pick it up along the point. Reels it on the far side boards. Tillsonburg with it. Mahan comes around. Poked around a couple times. Whistle called for boarding. And we have a frustration foul. A second one coming up. Some choice language coming that time. The player to the box for the penalty is Austin Friesen. The player being sent potentially for retaliation on the other side, though, is Justin McFarland, who will go off to the box as well for Tillsonburg. A retaliatory slash from the original boarding call that time from Austin Friesen to start off this first period. 17:36 to go in the period. Both players given 2-minute minors, which means both teams will shift to the 4-on-4. Face-off won by Tillsonburg. Tillsonburg quickly clears it out of the zone, all the way back to Zachary Uplager. Uplager slows it on down. The Windsor Aces power play percentage on the season, 13.6%. That's 21 of 154 on the campaign so far. They try and take it across into the Tillsonburg zone. Yetman with it. Yetman deking around Rendell. Rolls it on back. Having to go backwards though. Mahan back to his own zone to the corner. Just 30 seconds into the power plays. 4-on-4 action still as Nicklick goes across. Yetman finding Nicklick. Nicklick tosses it into the zone. Kicked off and away then by Archer Ferry. Achaka Ferry watches it go to the near side corner. Back and forth between his teammates. Taylor Woolcock. Now taken up slowly now, but Cameron Wilson tied up at Yetman. Wilson knocked off his skates. Presto onside the near side board. Yetman wrist shot covered up. And rolls it through the goaltender score. And Bryce Yetman, one of the top players all season in the entire league, scores again. It's now 1-1 in this matchup. Just 57 seconds left on the 4-on-4 penalties. Bryce Yetman coming into tonight as one of the top scorers. In fact, the top goal scorer. In 32 games, 64 goals scored on the campaign. Second is the man who has scored the first goal of the game earlier on in Dmitry Solutin. As now we're tied up at 1, both teams still dealing with the 4-on-4 for the next 45 seconds. Approaching 4 minutes into the first period, chasing it in now Sabonin. Sabonin pressed from behind now by Crawley in the far side corner. Sabonin pokes it along to Joey Zappa. Zappa dealing with poke checks. Solutin passed on back. From point to point, going down low. Sabonin tries to deke. Sabonin has it poked away. Picked up now, Tillsonburg. Sliding poke check, Joey Zappa. Joey Zappa, though, has it poked on back. Here comes the rush on the near side. Salutin tries to rush towards the slot. Moves to the right side. Face off top. Blocked on the shot by Langolin. Golan now passed along to Jake Pickersgill. Pickersgill tied up along the boards to Joey Zappa. Zappa passed on backwards. Eric Przdoshnuk. Przdoshnuk tries to pass it on forward. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Just past 4 minutes into the first. Uplegger covers it up with the glove save. And both teams getting the chance to breathe here after a crazy start to this matchup. But as mentioned just a few moments ago, both these teams, the last time these two teams faced off, it was a 7-4 victory for the Tillsonburg Hurricanes over the Windsor Aces in that matchup. That included being outshot, though, by the Aces, plus 10 in the third period. Windsor with the puck after the missed shot by Tillsonburg. Taken across center ice now. Cameron Pickersgill intercepted softly. Back and forth, Randell tries to pass back. Fuma Kasai tossed back in, though, by Nicklick. Quarter way to the first period here on We Digital Productions between the Hurricanes and the Aces here in the Graham Mitchell Hockey League action. Far side poked away that time from Noah DeMello. Oh, chance in the slot. Randell, rebound chance blocked away. Pushed on backwards now by the Hurricanes to the far side corner. Pass towards the slot. DeMello intercepted. Nicklick able to keep it away. Jake Pickersgill crossed to Kasai. Aces in the midst of a line change as offside's called. Cameron Pickersgill, few strides too much ahead. And both teams getting the chance to breathe. Windsor Aces coming into tonight on a 4-game winning streak as they look to try and keep that streak alive at this point of the season. Last loss, January the 11th against Niagara on the Lake on the road. They've won their past 2 home games as well against Toronto Niagara. Quick shot, that time stopped by Achaka Furry. Przdoshnuk goes back to pick it on up. Przdoshnuk waits. Currently being patient on the rush. Zach Gilbo retreating on back. Przdoshnuk poked away on the boards. Ivan Voroyov was the one who poked it on away. He's the one trying to rush towards the slot. Chasing on after it to the far side. Pass towards the slot. Down low, shot. Stopped away. Second shot misses to the far side corner. Gilbo loops it back around. Przdoshnuk now tied up along the boards. A couple players to help. Yetman and Gilbo along the zone. Pass goes backwards all the way back to Achaka Ferry. Achaka Ferry will pass it off to his teammates. Canes toss it for the 2-line pass. Bounces off a stick. This could go all the way back to Uplegger as it does. They go for the line change. Mahan tries to give it to Gilbo. Gilbo back to Yetman, intercepted though at the blue line. Tossed back into the zone by McFarland. Ecklich again has to retreat back. So far, back and forth hockey. 1-1 is your score if you're just tuning in here on We Digital Productions. The first goal coming 2 minutes into the first period from the Hurricanes. The second coming a few moments ago from Bryce Yetman on the 4-on-4. Aces with the chance. Gilbo trying to get the pass down low, blocked a couple different times with 3 Tillsonburg Hurricanes. They come on the rush. 4-on-3 opportunity. Randell leads it on the right wing, misses to the left. Puck rolls its way back to a wide open Gilbo. Gilbo dragging a toe wrister, misses. Shot goes up in the meshes. We'll have the face-off. And Zach Gilbo, someone we have not seen too much of at home in recent weeks, comes into tonight 4th on the team in scoring in just 18 games played. 13 goals, 17 assists on the season. 2 power play goals as well account for those said goals. He's off the ice for this next shift as the Hurricanes win the draw. Prstochnik passed along down low. Sabotin tries to set up in front of the slot. Tillsonburg tries to loop it towards the points. Trying to move it back out of their own zone. Kowalski has the pass intercepted. Canes getting caught in the midst of a line change as it's tossed back to their goaltender. Puck rolls its way on the boards by Sean Gagnon. Taken now up the ice. Julius Kowalski. Kowalski tosses it in. Back down low, back to the near side. Picked up though once again Sabotin. Sabotin's pass nearly intercepted, now taken on backwards once again to the neutral zone. Pass picked up once again, Wolcott. Wolcott's pass finds its way to 2 different Tillsonburg Hurricanes as the pass gets intercepted. DeMello and Rebel trying to go back and forth. Randell picks it up on the point, picked up again though by Windsor on the interception. Just past 8 minutes into the first period here on We Digital Productions. Still tied up at 1. Sabotin trying to go coast to coast. Has it poked away from behind. Windsor caught in the midst of a line change now. Trying to set up the shot that time. Tillsonburg can't get anything done on the pass on back from Wolcott. Quick shot, though, scores again! The quick shot comes from the point, and it's put into the back of the net. It's now 2-1 Tillsonburg. The celebration train led by Cameron Wilson, as now Tillsonburg leads by 1. At the 11:39 mark, Wilson able to put in the goal, it appears, or at least get the goal. Point rather, it will be point number 34. And if credited with said goal number 5 on the season. It's now 2-1 Hurricanes. Mahan has the puck after the one face-off by Windsor. Bryce Yetman, puck goes off him right by Gilbo. Saucer pass alongside the boards, goes all the way back to Mahan though. Nicklick tries to pass to Yetman. Yetman intercepted quickly. Mahan able to retreat back, tries to pass it back and forth along the boards. Yetman has it poked away though by defenseman and Wilson. Puck taken across center ice now. Jacob Walter. Walter's pass flipped on back. Walter trying to track on back, picked up though by Zappa. Gilbo with it once again. Gilbo saucers it into the zone. Just past 9 minutes into the first period, the Hurricanes lead by 1. Goal scored so far by Sabonin alone so far tonight. With, as you've seen a few moments ago, Cameron Wilson. Chance down low again. Shot kicked away that time. Roy off for the one with the shot that time. Gilbo with a chance now. 3-on-2. Pass to Zappa, intercepted. Another intercepted pass as it's passed on forward. Sullivan dragging the right wrister. It's covered up for the face-off by Uplegger for the draw. 10:27 now to go in this first period. To keep up with the Windsor Aces and for more Windsor Aces coverage, be sure to go to www.wedigital.ca to follow the Windsor Aces. Be sure to also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube to keep up with the Greater Metro Hockey League and the Windsor Aces. Aces have the puck approaching halfway through the first period as Jake Pickersgill passes to Cameron. Saucer pass up to Jake. Called for icing, will go back the other direction. As you can see, your score 2-1. That's because of that goal from the point a few moments ago being set up by Cameron Wilson down from the top on the blue line. As we'll go back into the Aces zone. where Upleggers faced an immense amount of pressure so far here tonight. To the face-off dot goes Windsor and Tillsonburg. Face-off won by Windsor. Jake Pickersgill poked on from behind once again. Goulin tries to track it along. Kasai goes back to the neutral zone, back to Tillsonburg. Rebel put back into the Windsor zone. Both teams playing a similar style of gameplay tonight. Both of them trying to toss it into the zone to set up the opportunities. Windsor trying to get back out of their own zone. Again, stuck along the blue line in the lower half of the ice. Tillsonburg puts it back in the Windsor zone. Goulin moves it from far side to near side corner. With it, Pristoshnuk. Saucer two-line pass goes right by Fuma Kasai. Tillsonburg wants icing. They get it. And again, back the other direction we go here at 80 Knox Sherman Arena. For the Tillsonburg Hurricanes, as mentioned, they are on a 13-game winning streak so far tonight. And players such as Wilson have been able to help them in terms of goal scoring. In a majority of their games, they have scored at least 5 or more goals in all but just one. Make that 2 of their victories amongst their winning streak so far. Windsor trying to look on back as the pass goes to the Salt. Poked away from the slot. Couple players getting shoved around. Bit of aggression that time from Dalton Brown as he gets off the ice. Mohan flips it back into Tillsonburg's zone, trying to rush towards a Kasai. Windsor goes for the line change with 9 minutes to go in the first. Once again goes back to Windsor's zone on the clear. Icing waved off. Tillsonburg also going for a respective line change. Nicollet tries to take it across center ice. Waiting on backwards is Friesen. Quick wrister stop. Second chance poked around. Picked up once again by the Hurricanes. Circling around Wilson. Wilson going back and forth. Salutin tries to retreat on forward. Now takes it to the right wing. Salutin across the slot. Wrist shot. Stopped by Uplegger. Able to deflect away a chance for the rebound from Salutin. Picked on behind once again is by Friesen. Friesen's pass blocked on the first time. Whistle called. They say it touches the roof, as we'll have a face-off. 8:12 to now go in this first period with the stoppage in play. And of course, as you see the players continuing the line change situations here, they will say they will have the face-off because it touched the roof and went out of play. That will have the face-off in the neutral zone. Bryce Yetman wins the draw that time over Vorolyov. Yetman circles on backwards. Zappa takes it up with Zach Gilbo. Zappa poked away once again by Tillsonburg. Goes back to the point. Goulin, wrister. Couple players caught up with the goaltender. Goes back to the point once again. Goulin passed down low. Zappa. Zappa trying to get to Yetman. Intercepted again by Tillsonburg. 3-on-2 chance. Wrist shot. Kicked away by Uplegger. Cleared away by Windsor. Back to the neutral zone to center ice. With it, Crawley. Crawley sees it passed on. Vorolyov takes it from right wing to left. Takes it along the near side boards. Tries to pass across the slot. Misses its intended target. Trying to dance and poke around DeMello. Goes back to the near side. Rolls his way back along the boards again. Windsor clears it. As once again, a Chucko Ferry says hello to the puck. 7:13 to go in the first period. If you're just tuning in here on We Digital Productions, Windsor Aces still trail 2-1 to the Tillsonburg Hurricanes. Tillsonburg 29-6-1, as mentioned at the top. Coming into tonight, Windsor 25-11-1. And you're seeing some of that strength so far tonight from Tillsonburg. Controlling a majority of the possession time, they have the puck inside the Windsor zone. Trying to press around as one player pushed against the bottom board, Bryce Yetman. A second player from Tillsonburg also losing his helmet as the players were scuffled down there. That was Taylor Wolcock. And we'll see where they place this puck. One player lost their helmet. They will move it to the neutral zone. Yetman and Wolcott will go for the draw. Tim Brooks drops the puck. Face off, won by Windsor. Nicollet gives it off to Yetman. Passed on to Zappa. Pass from Zappa, quickly intercepted. Once again, Gilbo gets it to center ice, loses the puck. Blocked on the shot that time for the slot Rebel. Rebel poked away by Yetman. Still trying to set up an opportunity. Tillsonburg, 4 different players trying to enter a poke check party. Make it just 3. Goes back up to 5 as Brown tries to sit on top of the puck. Yetman also there. Whistle called out to the clear. And it looks like, we'll see the official call here. It looks like one player might be headed potentially the other direction at least. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to have the face-off inside the Tillsonburg zone with 6:36 now to go in this first period. Cameron Pickersgill now on the ice to face off against Dalton Brown. Brown wins the draw. Brown's won a majority of his draws so far in this first period. Tillsonburg flips it up across into the Windsor Aces zone, tracking it. Rebel can't get to it. Entering on back Wilson to Wolcott. Wolcott circles on all the way back across the blue line. 2-line pass, bounces off the skates of Randell. Randell along the board, circles on back, tries to set up the wraparound. Pass to the point, one-timer misses wide left on a slapper. That time, Jacob Walter on the laser beam. Mahan stick caught up with a member of the Hurricanes. Windsor takes it away from their own slot. Kasai with it. Kasai trying to go on the rush. Kasai putting up the wrister, blocked on the shot. Kasai passed on back to Cameron. Cameron Pickersgill has an intercepted, goes back by Jake. Kasai circle back to Goulin. Back and forth they go, under 6 minutes to go in the first period. Windsor trying to tie things up at 2. Cameron down low, tries to get a wrister, has it poked down low instead. Well, a face-off as the net comes off its moorings on the rush. That time coming off on the left post that we've seen at times. We've also seen a lot of times the Pickersgill brothers with a lot of activity on offense. Cameron Pickersgill and Jake Pickersgill amongst the team's top scorers. Third is Jake. You're just seeing Cameron go off to the bench. He's got 28 points, Cameron does in the season. 41 for Jake. Face-off won by Windsor. Quick shot, bounces off the sides. Zappa's shot, poked away. Yetman, quick wrister. Rebound chance down low. Did a Chucka Ferry cover it on up? Yes, he did. We'll have the face-off. Zappa having to back off to make sure he didn't go on top of a Chucka Ferry. For a Chucka Ferry, he did not play the last time these two teams faced off. However, the last time he faced off on the ice was against North York, where he stopped 45 shots on 48 attempts from the Renegades to secure a victory in that matchup. North York went on to lose to Tillsonburg 7-3. That was on February the 1st, just last night at home. Kept inside the Windsor zone that time from Wilson along the blue line as Windsor feels the pressure again. Up to the neutral zone, Yetman to Zach Gilbo. Gilbo takes it right wing. Gilbo, pass bounces off a Tillsonburg Hurricane skates back to Zappa. Zappa, wrist shot, glove stop. A Chucka Ferry gets the whistle. And a Chucka Ferry, second star in that matchup as well, we should note, in that game. In terms of goaltenders, as mentioned, Uplegger, very active, second in the league in wins. A Chucka Ferry, though, second in goals against average in the GMHL in 2018-19, as the Tillsonburg Hurricanes teammates for him floated up to the sky. Faceoff stays inside the Hurricane zone as Zach Gilbo will watch from one of the wing spots. Yetman goes off to the faceoff dot once again as he'll try and win this draw this time against Wolcott. Draw this time goes inconclusive. Yetman tries to pass it down low as Gilbo gets it poked away. Rebel passed alongside the boards, poked away though once again, rushing into the Windsor zone. Gilbo, chance, caught in the midst of an airline change, Tillsonburg. Gilbo tries to dink, gets poked from, tripped up from behind, whistle called. And they'll say tripping against Cameron Wilson. Zach Gilbo sent hard into the crease of a Chucka Ferry. The call made, as you've seen, by Dave Fedek. And we'll see what they decide to do. They will send Wilson off for the tripping call, as that will be a 2-minute minor. A 2-minute minor, first power play overall third overall penalty of the game so far tonight. We remember seeing a 4-on-4 in the first quarter of this first period. As Windsor loses the draw to Tillsonburg. Kept on sides though by Nikolic. Yetman tries to float it down low, cleared away by Tillsonburg. As mentioned before, during the 4-on-4, Windsor 14%, just under that mark in power play percentage. 21 power play goals in the campaign. For Tillsonburg, a penalty kill percentage of 89%, allowing 38 power play goals on the campaign as they clear the puck once again. Uplegger tries to control the puck just 30 seconds into the power play, 3:50 to go in the first period. Windsor with not a single shot on this power play. It's cleared again to Windsor's own zone. Yetman now gets the puck once again, tries to pass it to Cameron. Wolcott again clears it away. Great penalty kill so far from Tillsonburg as they change their lines. Already killing 55 seconds on the power play without a single shot. Yetman has it poked away. Golan gets it though. Taken into the zone. Cameron Pickersgill again intercepted. Here comes the Hurricanes. Wolcott down across. Sullivan misses the shot. Rolls its way along the boards back to the Hurricanes' own zone to Randell. Randell, two-line pass. Sullivan once again. Sullivan pass intercepted to Cameron Pickersgill. Bryce Yetman back to Cameron. Goes back to Jake. 32 seconds to work with on the power play as Tillsonburg again on the chance. Sullivan on the rush. Tries to get a second goal. Puts up the wrister. Misses. Uplegger able to put in the pressure to stop the shot. Now taken on the side. Sabotin tries to pass on back. Picked up Yetman. 10 seconds left on the power play. Cross to Gilbo. Gilbo, second chance. Sabotin couldn't get the rebound. Cleared again by Tillsonburg as they will go back to 5-on-5 hockey. Windsor 0 for 1 so far on the penalty kill. On the power play, rather. Meanwhile, Yetman tries to turn around for the wrister, got blocked. Hurricanes try and pass it on up across center ice. Taken now from the right wing. Taken now to the left wing instead. Brown. Pass back towards the slot. Sabotin, wrister, kicked away. Uplegger dives on top of it for the face-off. A minute 57 left in this first period as again, Uplegger having to stand on his head that we've seen a few different times throughout this period so far here tonight. Face-off will take place to the left side of Uplegger with the pressure on once again. Austin Friesen to the draw for Windsor, loses it to Tillsonburg. One-time shot, Crawley got kicked away. Windsor tries to go back on the rush now, taking it Sean Gagnon. Gagnon gets it poked on away. Gagnon picks it up on back behind. Pass down low, Friesen off the post. Puck bounces its way to the near side boards. Right through the crease again, trying to set up Sabotin. From the point once again, Sabotin trying to get the rebound, poked away by Tillsonburg. A minute 30 to work with for Windsor to try and tie things up at 2 here in this first period. Sabotin gets tied up with Crawley. Passes it alongside to the point, whiffing on the initial shot lane going. Cleared out of the zone by Tillsonburg. They call for the line change. Windsor retreats back, taken up by Perstolchnook. Perstolchnook dinks his way to the right. Wrist shot just misses to the left of the crease after the block. Picked up again at the point by Windsor. Perstolchnook along the near side boards, covered up for the face-off. A chunk of Ferry able to stop yet another shot with just under a minute to go in the first. And hold your breath, everybody. The pressure continues to be on, and we have been seeing it. There's a reason Tillsonburg has 266 goals on their side. Windsor coming in tonight with 230, some of the top goal-scoring teams in the GMHL. As now the puck's in the neutral zone. Wilson puts it in the Windsor zone. And they call the dead whistle. It looks like the puck may have landed in the mesh. Face-off goes off towards, we'll see where they place it, the Windsor zone to the right side of Uplegger. Continued adjustments being made from the Hurricanes side of the benches as the Hurricanes win the draw. Windsor comes up with it though. Zappa backs off the puck. Tillsonburg retreats back to their own zone under 40 seconds to go in the first. Back and forth inside the Cane zone. Randell gets the puck, takes it on into the zone from the left side, cross to the one-timer, stopped by Uplager. Boroyov with the shot that time. Windsor able to get it back to the neutral zone. Yetman finding its way to Zappa. Zappa tries to circle back. Zappa pass to Yetman. Yetman to Gilmo, scores! Bryce Yetman finds Zach Gilbo to tie things up at 2 with under 9 seconds to go in the first period. And a lot of pressure was being seen on that side of the ice. A near miscue. Joey Zappa losing the puck, going to his knees and to his back, able to pass it to Bryce Yetman. The behind the back pass finds its way to Gilbo, and now tied up at 2. However, Joey Zappa appears they're going to give a penalty after the goal. Joey Zappa did get tied up with one of the Canes players as he was trying to get the pass off, and now he's getting to a shouting match with someone on the Tillsonburg bench, it appears. And all of a sudden, celebration has turned to confusion. A double minor to Joey Zappa. Once again, a double minor. Windsor disagreeing with the call. Zappa still talking with different sides, now banging the glass as referees wanting to get control back for this game. The air horns continue to go off here after the goal. We're tied up at 2 apiece with under 9 seconds to go in the first. And now Tillsonburg changing up their lines here. There'll be a 4-minute power play for Tillsonburg that could potentially carry on to the second period unless they score in these 9 seconds. They just toss it to the Windsor zone after the one face-off. Rolls its way by Randell. He slides on top of the puck. And after 1 period of play in a confusing end to the first, it's 2-2 in a wild matchup so far here tonight at Enoch Sherman Arena. Joey Zappa wanting clarification from Dave Fedek before he goes off to the locker room after getting tied on up what appears to be with a couple players after falling to his back to try and get that pass off for Tillsonburg. Either way, as Bryce Yetman tries to console him, they got to think of one thing. They're tied up at 2 apiece right now here on Weed Digital Productions. You're watching the Greater Metro Hockey League on Weed Digital Productions. We'll be back after this short break. Welcome back, everyone, to 80 Knox Terminal Arena for more coverage of the Greater Metro Hockey League here on Wheat Digital Productions. I'm Justin Prince. If you're just tuning in, you missed a doozy of a first period. We're tied up at 2 goals apiece after 20 minutes of play, with a goal scored by Dimitri Saludin along with Cameron Wilson for the Tillsonburg Hurricanes. Gilbo and Yetman with the goals for the Aces, the latter of which Gilbo scored with 9 seconds left in the period. However, for those that may be confused on the reason for a double minor towards the end of that first period and why Joey Zappa is sitting in that penalty box, the official call is 2 minutes for taunting and a second penalty, a very rare penalty called 2 minutes for disputing, as in disputing a call from a referee or official. It's a rule that's used in various forms of hockey that's rarely called in the modern era of the hockey, including in the National Hockey League and in USA Hockey. So now we have seen that happen to where we now have a 3-minute and 52-second left 5-on-4 for the Tillsonburg Hurricanes on the power play to start off this second period. The Tillsonburg Hurricanes, when given the power play chances so far this year, 18%, just under that mark, with 55 power play goals on 311 chances. While the Windsor Aces penalty kill just under 85%, 84.9 on the season, 28 power play goals allowed. Some players still disagreeing with the call here, but either way, the calls from Ken Wilson, Dave Fedek, Tim Brooks still stick as they're the ones in charge, whether the referees or the linesmen for tonight's action. Tim Brooks, the one setting up to draw the puck to Bryce Shepman for the Windsor Aces. Taylor Wolcott for the Tillsonburg Hurricanes. We're underway for the start of the second period. Mahan already tossed it to the Hurricane zone. Mitch Randell passed alongside the boards. Cross ice picked up now. Barolyoff tries to keep it away from Zach Gilbo. Pass back to Wolcott. Wolcott circles back in the near side face-off dots. Pass back to the point. Randell with it at the top. Randell, wrist shot, goes to the back of the net, scores! Mitch Randell puts in the wrister from the point. And now it is a 3-2 Tillsonburg lead. Mitch Randell getting some potential help down low as well on that wrister, but either way, well timed, well placed for goal number 37 on the season for the captain. That's his 73rd point on the season as well tonight. Fuma Kasai loses the draw this time. In fact, picks up the puck after the draw, after the goal scored. Just past 30 seconds into the second period. Randell rolls it alongside the boards. Kasai comes around to pick it up, sends a quick goal, scores! Ivan Sabonin finding a pass from Fuma Kasai. And just like that, 2 goals in the span of 15 seconds. How about that? And for Ivan Sabonin, the former Tillsonburg Hurricane, picked up before the transaction deadline for the GMHL, putting in a goal against his former team, scored in fact in the last matchup for Tillsonburg against Windsor earlier in January, and now we're tied up at 3 in just a span of a couple seconds. Joey Zappa still sits in the penalty box with those 2 penalties given in the start of the second period for the taunting and for the disputing, as Tillsonburg has the puck. Just 1 minute in, just 2 goals scored in the span from 19:30 to go in the period to 19:15. Mahan picks it back behind his own net. Luke Mahan to Zach Gilbo. Yetman circles on back. Bryce Shepman on the left side. Gilbo can't get the pass off. Picked up and poked away by Crawley. Keegan Crawley amongst the poke check party. Noah DeMello. Seen it now, waited along by Cameron Wilson. Just 90 seconds into the second period. If you're just tuning in, you blinked too quickly. 2 goals scored in 15 seconds. Just a few moments ago, Mitch Randall with the goal for Tillsonburg. For Windsor, the goal set up for Ivan Sabonin. With the puck right now inside the zone, DeMello. DeMello has it poked on away, cleared away by Windsor. This rolls its way all the way back to Achukka Ferry. Achukka Ferry hands it off to Randall. Tillsonburg in the midst of the line change slows down the pace. Randall takes it from the right side, now across center. Into the neutral zone. Pass down low. Rebel. DeMello. Randall. Randall gets it kicked away on the wrister. He goes on the boards. Wolcott. Wolcott from the point. Picked up DeMello. One-time shot. Misses wide left. Rebound chance intercepted on the poke. Cameron Pickersgill passed up to Bryce Shepman. Taken into the Tillsonburg zone along the far side. Down low in front of the crease. Cameron Pickersgill gets it kicked away by Achukka Frio. Now Tillsonburg back on the rush once again. Rebel circles it around Mahan. Mahan sees it pass down low as it misses wide right. Wrister that time. Salutin with the wrister. Salutin tries to get the pass down low. Salutin wrist shot again. Tries to set up a wraparound. Still sets up behind the net. Passed on to the left side dot. Wrist shot again. Wolcott misses. Bryce Shepman tries to pick it alongside the boards. Tries to slide down for the poke check. Rolls its way back to Salutin. Wrist shot again. One-timer misses wide left. Yetman flips it up to the sky. Gets some breathing room for Windsor. Just past 3 minutes into the second period. Back to 5-on-5 hockey, as you can plainly guess and see with the craziness in the past couple minutes. As Nikolic gets it onto Mahan. Milos Nikolic charges up. Across into the Cane zone. Passed on back. Joe Zappa finding its down way around. covered up on the shot for the face-off. Ferry with the puck. To recap, once again, 3-3 is your score. Just 1 1/4 periods into the action here. The most recent goal scored, Mitch Randell and Ivan Sabodin. Face-off won by Windsor, kicked away on the shot, Langolin. Ivan Sabodin tries to pass it alongside the boards. With it now, Pistoshchuk. Eric Pistoshchuk has it poked on away. Now picked near side, kept alongside the boards. Back to the neutral zone goes Jake. Jake around center ice. Avoids the check from behind DeMello. Jake Pickersgill poked away a couple different times. He gets crushed behind. Kasai looks on the far side. Couple players calling for it. Canes clearing out of the zone once more. Line change coming from Tillsonburg as Jake Pickersgill gets caught up with one member of Tillsonburg. Kasai tries to deke around, gets it poked away. Pass kept inside the zone by Langolin. Down low, Jake Pickersgill couldn't handle the puck. Picks it back up near side, he gets pushed to his knees, passed on back to the point. It's one-time shot, Goulin stopped on the shot. Sabodin, huge check on the far side. Jake Pickersgill. Tillsonburg can't get out of their own zone. Goulin again, wrist shot. Kicked around behind the goaltender, picked up by the Hurricanes. Here comes Saludin. Saludin on the rush right wing. Tries to pass it for the shot. Couple players collide. A absolutely marvelous sliding poke check from Friesen. Coming back is Windsor. Meanwhile, Joey Zappa, glove stop. Ferry. Just past 5 minutes into the second, a wild sequence in the past couple moments. The shots continue to fall in that first period. Windsor had 12, Tillsonburg 9. At this point, they've skyrocketed here in this second period. Cameron Pickersgill loses the draw this time to Terrell Wolcott. Randell passed up to DeMello towards center ice. Taken across center ice now, Rebel, down low, DeMello, wrist shot again, rebound chance. Stopped once again on the shot from Rebel. And Uplegger draws another face-off. And this circle is wild second period. Enjoying what you're seeing? If you want to keep up with Windsor Aces hockey, be sure to go to www.wedigital.ca to follow the Windsor Aces. Windsor Aces have the puck in their own zone, trying to get out of the pressure. Randall from the point gets it kicked away by Uplegger. Picked up by DeMello. Now rolls its way around towards Friesen. Friesen tries to kick it along. Couple players tied on up. Now with the puck is Tillsonburg. Checked alongside the boards is Cameron Wilson. Puck tries to move its way from the far side towards the slot. Kicked away by Windsor. Wilson keeps it on sides. Move back to Nicklick, able to try and go for the two-line pass. Damian passed on back. Here comes the rush from the right wing. Down low, Cameron Pickersgill couldn't get the deflection. Damian pass down low, Cameron. Pass bounces off a pad, goes to Nicklick, scores! Milos Nicklick from the point. All of a sudden, it's now 4-3 Aces. And you see the celebration from the Windsor bench for Nicklick. That is goal number 7, point 22 on the season. He might have got some potential help again. We'll get official scoring accreditation at the end of the period. But for Nicklick, a goal that has been a long time coming in terms of how the season has gone in terms of goals scored. Now, 7 on the campaign. Windsor leads by 1 in a wild and important, crucial matchup for the postseason runs. Couple players poking it around. Uplegger kicked it on to Yetman. Bryce Yetman passed to Zappa. Back to Gilbo. Stayed on sides. Deacon around from the left now. Gilbo to the right side. Tries to set up the behind the back pass. Still bounces its way to Yetman. Through the crease. Poked around. And whistle called on the ice as the net comes off its moorings for the faceoff. 13:20 to go in the second period. If you're just tuning in, 4-3 Windsor is your score. Milos Nicklick setting up a shot from the point, able to make Windsor have a 1-goal lead, their first lead of the game. One player moved down to the ice. And Joey Zappa in the vicinity. Looks like one player who's putting Joey Zappa with a shove. One player potentially took a stick to the face. Not quite sure. Joey Zappa taking a trip to the penalty box. John Party going to the bench after going down in the corner. Joey Zappa to the penalty box for the second time tonight. Credit with this third penalty of the game, mind you. Face-off now won by Windsor. Tillsonburg on the power play. Wrist shot kicked away. Second chance now for Royoff. Royoff finding the pass down low. Tries to pass across for Royoff. Circled around, poked away, cleared away on the soft wrister by Windsor. Minute 37 left on the power play. 12:46 to go in the second. Tillsonburg setting up for the soft rush. Taking up Randall. Randall across the blue line towards the boards. Passed on back to the point, to the other side. Setting up the shot. Sullivan, second chance down low, scores! Tara Wolcott gets the power play goal, and all of a sudden, we're tied up at 4. For Wolcott, that's his 19th goal in the season. Point number 60 on the campaign as well. And now we're tied up again. A wild night of action here tonight. Of course, remember, the postseason's coming around the corner. These are the second and third place teams in the South Division standings, separated by 8 points. A potential like to win for the Windsor Aces tonight to try and gain some extra points before the end of the regular season. Puck right now in the Tillsonburg zone after the face-off. 55 seconds still calling the clock. Either way, 5-on-5 situation. After the power play goal by Tillsonburg. Windsor to respond. Kasai has it poked away. Here comes Tillsonburg. Goes off to Wolcott. Wolcott pass on back. Couple players tied up. DeMello. DeMello puts in the Windsor zone. Mahan tries to take it back out. Circle back to Nikolic. 11:41 to go in the second as he slows down the pace to Jake. Jake Pickersgill raises that pace up an extra 50%. Circle back behind. Tied up now is Cameron. Cameron trying to get some help from Jake. Jake Pickersgill and Randall tied on up. Mahan sees it go right on by. Here comes Sullivan on the wrister. Glove stop by Uplegger for the face-off. Sullivan having his third breakaway of the game. Uplegger stops a second straight break after allowing a first goal of the game on the first break. And now, ignore the penalty sign. Look at the goals. It's 4-4, 8 goals combined, and we're not even 30 minutes into regulation overall. Face-off won by Tillsonburg. Quick shot from the draw, misses. Cleared away by Gilbo, trying to find Yetman, goes off to icing instead. Chuck Ferry seeing that one laser beam to the corner. Tillsonburg's bench again calling for the opportunities here. Their head coach, Jason Dopaco, also the GM of Tillsonburg's squad, being very active on that bench tonight in terms of his play calls. Seen as Tillsonburg has it stripped away on what could have been a one-timer. Here comes Windsor. Gilbo rushing up. Circling on back to Yetman. Yetman to the point. Wrist one-timer blocked. Picked up again, though, by Zappa. Zappa tries to pass it back to the point. Doesn't find its way back to Golan yet. Now goes back to the far side corner. On the boards now for Stolchnook. For Stolchnook to Yetman. Yetman tries to pass it for Stolchnook. Poked away. Passed on back Zappa. Zappa tries to find its way to the slot. Made its way back to a Kane instead. With it, Golan. Going to Yetman. Yetman across the slot. Wrister from the right side misses. Rebound taken away by Tillsonburg. Voroyov gets the pass on back. Goes for another wrister stop. Approaching halfway to the second period. Puck goes off to the Tillsonburg zone. Yetman dinks around twice. Goes from his knees. Misses just to the left of the post. Canes take it back to center ice. Able to pass it back to Windsor's own zone. Windsor slows it back down on the forecheck. Goulin takes it along the near side in front of the fans. Now with it, Yetman goes on back. Placed in towards the Tillsonburg zone. Windsor going for a line change. Yetman tries to stop the puck. Gilbo passed on back to Gagnon. Back to Yetman. Yetman towards the slot. Couldn't get a deflection. Through the open crease. Waiting for the signal as the net comes off its moorings. And it looks like it might have been a miraculous situation as the net might have just came off its moorings as the craziness happened in the crease for a Chuck Ferry. And as you can see, everyone having a discussion there. No goal appears to be the call. And what they are saying is face-off, of course, in the Aces zone. So either way, players tiling up. Net comes off its moorings, the official ruling. No goal on the play. 9:35 to go in the second. To the draw this time. Once again, Brown, Tillsonburg's most successful draw man tonight, loses this time. Gets the puck either way from down low. Setting up Gagnon, bounced off the post. Still circled underneath them. Trying to pass it down low. Friesen got it, missed the net. Mahan keeps it just on sides. Wrist shot kicked away. Second chance blocked by the face of a Hurricane. Chance for a breakaway broken up on the pass up the ice. Rebel with it. Saucer pass across. Voroyov poked on from behind. Salutin down low. Voroyov tries to circle one back. Covered up by Uplegger for the face-off. 9 minutes to go in the second. And this is continuing to be smash mouth, fast-paced hockey. A fantastic matchup here on We Digital Productions between these two teams here tonight. Both of them looking to get victories. Both of them looking to keep up a winning streak. Both of them doing their job so far. As the face-off won by Tillsonburg, wrist shot misses to the right. Puck picked up on the chance by Kasai. Fuma Kasai passed across Mahan. Mahan back to Nikolic. Near side in front of one of the referees. Avoids the check from behind. Still circled back with a Tillsonburg player. Knocks the player to his skates. That's Wolcott. No call on the play as Nikolic gives it off to Mahan once more. Kasai. Whiffing. Poked away. Uplegger kicks it away to the corner. Tillsonburg changes up the lines. Mahan with it. Mahan intercepted. Wrist shot misses above the net. Puck rolled back to the point once again. Wilson. Puck gets its way back towards Wilson. Picked up Cameron Pickersgill. Tries to rush to the right side of Wilson. Cameron back to Kasai. Kasai fakes the wrister. Gets it poked on away. Kowalski tries to give it chase. Kowalski passes on to Wolcott. Wolcott takes it into the Windsor zone. Passed on back. DeMillo, one-timer, bounces off the top of the glass. Second chance misses the crease. Third chance, Randell picks it on up, intercepted quickly. Windsor passed along the boards to Cameron Pickersgill. Kasai rushing to the slot. Cameron Pickersgill to Kasai, corner pocket, scores! Fuma Kasai rushes from end to end, gets the pass from Cameron Pickersgill. And now it's 5-4 Windsor. Fuma Kasai picked up before the transaction deadline. Able to get the quick goal and show some of the impact he's had on this squad so far. His second goal as a Windsor Ace in 6 games. It's now 5-4, 7:40 to go in the second. On the season total, that is goal number 15. Windsor with the puck in their own zone after winning the faceoff. Gilbo puts it inside Tillsonburg zone. A Chuck Ferry stops the momentum of the puck. Pass bounces its way off a couple of different players. Chance up the break again. Wrister this time, score! And at this point, open up the carousel of goals. Dmitry Salutin comes away with his second goal, potentially here. The celebrations start, the celebrations there. It's now 5-5. And for the former Russian Major Hockey League player, his second time getting a goal and a break on 4 opportunities, mind you, tonight. And the GMHL All-Star and January forward of the month is able to tie it back up at 5 with 7:15 to work with in the second. Nikolic with the puck, lined up along with Yetman, Zappa, along with Gilbo, rounding out the ice players, Luke Mahan. Puck rolls its way now into the Tillsonburg zone, kept downside, still at the point by Zappa. Zappa from the faceoff to across. Yetman, one-timer stopped by the sliding golf pad. A Chuck of Ferry with the save. Zappa picks it back on up. Zappa circles around a couple different times, trying to pass it away. Passed on back behind the net, Yetman. Yetman retreating back to the point, Mahan. Mahan goes off the skate of somebody up to the mesh. It goes for the face-off. And it looked like either a skate or a stick was right in front of a Chuck of Ferry before the shot. As now, with 6:36 to go, we're tied up at 5 between the Windsor Aces and the Tillsonburg Hurricanes. The goals have been raining from the sky. 2 times tonight, goals have been scored within 15 seconds. That time, the same case can be said with Salutin's last goal. Quick shot from the draw, covered up by a Chuck of Ferry. And we'll have an error face-off here at 80 Oxford Arena. The Windsor Aces just their second to last home game on the season. After tonight's matchup, they go on the road for February the 3rd to take on the St. George Ravens, then the Tillsonburg Hurricanes again in their building, then London, then back home to take on Northumberland to round off the regular season schedule. It's been a doozy of a second to last home game tonight. Crawley, tic-tac-toe pass across. Taken out by DeMello on the near side, takes it right wing. Tries to pass it towards the slot, poked away by Windsor. Yetman back with it. Yetman has it poked on back again, back to neutral zone, cross center ice. Pass bounces off a stick of a Hurricane as it goes back to Uplegger. Uplegger rolls it along the glass. Now Gilbo takes it away. Gilbo goes from left side to right. Pass goes behind the back of Zappa. Hurricanes get it back once again in their own zone. Hurricanes stretching the Windsor defense. Pass goes underneath the stick of Wolcott as the forwards for the Windsor Aces call the quick ice. 5:39 now to go in the second. One of those goals came from the man you see on your screen, Mules Nikolic, who will come off the ice for the line change. There's been a lot of players active on the goal score sheet tonight for that Windsor squad. Ivan Sabotin, Mules Nikolic, Bryce Yetman, Zach Gilbo, Fuma Kasai, all with a goal apiece. Austin Friesen wins the draw for Windsor. Quick wrister from the point, misses wide right. Picked up Sean Gagnon. Gagnon, second chance, misses through the crowd. Goulin pass down low, Gagnon. Gagnon gets crushed on the boards, Friesen. Friesen now picked up. Sabotin able to avoid the poke from behind. Tries to pass it to Goulin for the one-timer, got poked away. Tillsonburg takes it back up right wing, DeMello. DeMello has Rebel coming towards the slot now. Circled on back, kept inside the zone by Wolcott. Coming back out, Przdolchuk. Przdolchuk along Sabotin. Sabotin now poked around a couple times. Rendell off a couple players. Picked up now, Sabotin. Sabotin passed off the bench doors. Goes all the way back to a Chuck of Ferry. 4:48 to go in the second. Hurricanes reset again. Wolcott this time on the rush. Wolcott losing it on the deke. Picked up by Sean Gagnon. Gagnon takes it into Tillsonburg zone. Back to Friesen. Friesen the slot. Off the coast once again. Couldn't get another chance like that if you asked. As Nikolic dances with it. Down low, poked away from Gagnon. Puck goes its way by Nikolic. Tillsonburg trying to give space. Couple players circled alongside the boards. Hurricanes, 2-line pass to the far side. Taken up once again. Salutin misses on the shot. One player comes off from the bench. Could have been too many men on the ice. Waved off on the call. Dancing on his one knee, dancing and losing the puck is Voroyov. Voroyov couldn't get the shot. Bryce Shipman tries to get one himself. Under 4 minutes to go in the second. Misses on the shot. Picked up Jake Pickersgill. Pickersgill sees the pass, go all the way back towards the penalty boxes. Taken out Voroyov. Voroyov, wrister, goes off the stick of Nikolic and nearly joined a second puck in the mesh. Make it 3 for the faceoff. 3:35 to go in the second here on Weeds Digital Productions. We're tied up at 5 goals each between the Windsor Aces and the Tillsonburg Hurricanes. The second and third best teams in the South Division in the Greater Metro Hockey League this season. Seen as Tillsonburg tries to get another crucial victory tonight. Face-off drawn. Gilbo getting up after going down face first for a split second. Puck was deflected up to the mesh. She's away for the draw. The last time the Windsor Aces faced off against a team was against Niagara for that 11-8 victory. The last home game on January the 26th. And some people thought that was one of the best home games of the season. This might be in the top 3. Face-off picked up. Tillsonburg with it. Salutin pass intercepted. Mahan with it. Mahan now to Gilbo. Gilbo right, left wing. Gilbo through a defender. A chunk of Ferry tries to pass it back, able to be picked up by his teammates in a dangerous pass. Voroyov passed on tiptoe. Salutin with it on the left point. Salutin spun around. Zappa hits the top of one of the penalty box glass sides as that'll be a face-off. You're looking at Bryce Shepman once more as Bryce Shepman, 1 goal, 1 assist after that first period, has continued to be active throughout the campaign as one of the top scorers, I think, that we've seen in a long while for the former OHLer. First in points, first in goals on the season, third in assists as well coming into tonight. Coming into tonight, 64 goals, 123 points. Of those points, 59 were assists. Windsor tries to go on the rush, sees it goes back to Uplegger's end. He says hello to the puck. He'll wave it goodbye as they'll be caught icing. 2:38 to go in this second period as we go back to the Tillsonburg side of the ice. For the face-off this time, Joey Zappa circling around the draws this time. He'll draw off against a man that's won a majority of his draws tonight, Dalton Brown. Dalton Brown backing off for Wolcott, in fact, pardon me. Wolcott losing this draw. Gilbo circles away from the draw circle. Pass towards far side. Zappa. Zappa alongside the boards, now in front of his own benches, flipped up to Yetman. Yetman trying to help spread the defense. Brown coming in to try and break up the puck. Going, cross ice pass. Picked up now for Stolshnuk. Stolshnuk tries to kick it along. Tillsonburg with it. Wolcott, Deacon with it. Able to find Rebel. Rebel dragging the toe, kicked away by Uplegger. Uplegger sees it intercepted by his teammates to Gilbo. Under 2 minutes to go in the second. 5-5 your score here on Weeds Digital Productions. High stick called on the pass. And we'll go back to Tillsonburg's side of the ice on the high stick around center ice. And with this narrow breather, as mentioned, Dmitry Salutin, second coming into tonight in goals on the season. Had a goal and assist in the All-Star Showcase for the GMHL last month. Now up to 59 on just 22 games played so far. That includes tonight's stats in his first year in this league. He'll swatch along as Cameron Pickersgill loses the draw to his fellow teammates. Puck circle back from the neutral zone. Windsor still offsides. Tillsonburg chance to reset Wolcott. Wolcott to Rebel. Rebel whiffs on the wrister. Tosses it to the zone for the breakout instead. Rebel to Wolcott. trying to go for the trap, Windsor. There's Jolchuk seen as a huge check along, covering up Uplegger. And that time, Salutin trying to rush towards the crease, still drawing the face-off Uplegger. Still a minute 25 to go in this second period as both teams take advantage to go for the line change and get some fresh legs back onto the ice. To the face-off dot this time, Ivan Voroyov. He'll draw against Bryce Yetman once more. And once more, Windsor wins a draw. Nicklick able to find Yetman. Yetman circling away towards his dot, across his dot. Now up towards the neutral zone. Goes by Gilbo. Rolls its way now all the way back to Keegan Crawley. Crawley couldn't get the puck to crawl its way away from the Aces. To the point, Nicklick. Nicklick blocking the shot. Opportunity once more for Tillsonburg. 1 minute to go in the second. Voroyov, wrister covered up for the face-off in the glove. And that could have been potentially break number 6, too, for Salutin if he passed it off to him. He was making the charge behind Voroyov on that opportunity. Voroyov will go for a second straight face-off, just his third game with the club. Face-off won by Windsor. Windsor taking it up near side. Gilbo poked around a couple times, poked away from Zappa. Zappa still tries to set up on top of the slot. Pass goes all the way by Nicklick towards the point. Yetman calls for defense. Mahan gets some help. Yetman tries to go for the check. Salutin gets it on poked away as Yetman gets it on back. Yetman chance trying to go around his defender in Crawley. Yetman goes for the breakout instead. Pass across ice, blocked on the initial pass, Gilbo. Circled on back to the point. Mahan from the slot blocked. Yetman still tied up with a couple of players. Goes for a hard check. Cleared away by Tillsonburg. Second player checked down on the ice. Delayed penalty coming up. Delayed penalty appears coming against Tillsonburg as that will end off your second period. That entire final 10 seconds of the period, these 5 players, and the officials were huddled around each other instead of paying attention to the puck. And now we got shoving. Bryce Yetman getting shoved. A Chuck Ferry standing off and away. Uplegger watching, wondering what's going on here. 2 players from the Hurricanes being moved on away. As the Windsor Aces go off to their locker room, the Hurricanes go off to theirs. After 40 minutes of play and a wild 2 periods so far, 5-5 is your score. Here on Wheat Digital Productions, we'll be back after this short break to 80 Knox Urban Arena. Welcome back, everyone, to 80 Knox Urban Arena for more coverage of the Greater Metro Hockey League. Here on Wheat Digital Productions, I'm Justin Prince. The Windsor Aces and Tillsonburg Hurricanes are tied at 5 apiece after 2 periods of play so far here at the pit in the Rose City. A quick correction to one of the goals mentioned with Mitch Rendell. The goal was credited on a deflection to Ivan Voroyov for his first goal of the game. Also an assist in this matchup so far. But the goals were flying in that period. 6 goals total scored in the second as the Windsor Aces have won the draw. With 20 minutes to go in regulation, we're back underway from 80 Knox Urban Arena. With the puck, Mules Nicklick lined up with Luke Mahan up the defenseman slots. Zappa, Gilbo, Yetman to start off the lines for this third period for Windsor, pardon me. Gilbo skates around from near side to far side, circling all the way back towards the center ice zone. Circled on back into the Tillsonburg zone. Gilbo over skates the puck, picked up by Cameron Wilson. With it now, Dmitry Salutin. Salutin circles on back, line change, or ready to start off the period. Keegan Crawley coming off the ice, that time for Taylor Wolcott. With it, dancing with it, Voroyov. Voroyov, wrist shot, kicked away by Uplegger for the first shot of the period. Voroyov pass back to the point. Going for the wrister, Dotson Brown, covered up by Uplegger for the face-off. And a couple choice words, but one player that has been a sparkler so far here tonight is the man that's circling his way back towards the benches has been Salutin. We'll mention him again in a moment. But in that second period, 18 shots for Tillsonburg, 15 for Windsor. We're just a minute into this third period, mind you. The shots have been flying. Here comes Cameron Pickersgill on the wings. Loses the puck. Picked up, though, in the interception by Jake. Jake Pickersgill from alongside the net, going all the way around to the far side. Going able to find Cameron. Cameron trying to pass the Jake, intercepted. Picked up now by Tillsonburg. Goulin puts it back towards center ice. Instead, tosses it to the inside the Windsor bench. The interesting story for those that missed one of the more recent home games here at Enoch Sherwin-Williams, the glass actually for that side penalty box had smashed and was replaced one of the panels on the ice. Meanwhile, one player that has been dominant is Salutin so far. As we've talked about, 2 goals so far tonight, 1 assist credit as well in that second period for the former Russian Major Hockey League player. Made the playoffs 2 times in his career before moving his way to Canada for his career. Amongst that time in Russia, 1 time making the postseason after scoring 15 goals, 16 assists for HK Rushma. As the puck goes up into the mesh, 2 more drop from behind the mesh into the sidewalk for the face-off. 18-11 to go in regulation with the face-off now. Bryce Shepman will go off for the draw. Shepman looking back to Nikolic as they leave space for him. He's set up on the right side point. Mahan on the left side point. To the draw now for Tillsonburg and winning the draw, Van Royoff. Skating away from the pressure, Wilson. Pass back and forth. Crawley able to find its way now. Van Royoff. Van Royoff takes across the blue line. Passed on backwards. Walter shot moves its way to the left side, missing. Passed on back now. Windsor. Mahan with it. Tillsonburg going for the line change. Gilbo softly touched to Zappa. Zappa laser beam to Bryce Shepman, goes right by him. No offsides on the situation. Picked up now Windsor. Windsor in the midst of a line change as Tillsonburg has it back in their own zone. Couple players sliding down. Wilson down in the near side corner inside the Tillsonburg zone. Tillsonburg takes it back across into the Windsor zone. Trying to get the one-time shot stop. Salutin tries to set up another opportunity down low across Uplegger. He's dancing around. Shot scores! Tillsonburg scores once more, and now it is 6-5. Take a picture, fans. Tillsonburg back on the board again. Mitch Aranda will lead the celebration train, but the cluster started with the pass across from Salutin, bouncing around a couple different players, as now it is 6-5. Also, when a goal comes, another penalty coming up for Joey Zappa. Joey Zappa for the 4th time tonight to the penalty box. Continuing to get penalties, a counter penalty being called as well. Salutin, this was after the goal celebration, mind you, and after the goal was scored. So all of a sudden, 2-minute minor for Joey Zappa. That is potentially up to 8 penalty minutes in the game for Joey Zappa for tonight's action. And along with that, 4-minute penalty for Salutin. So all of a sudden, entertaining tone goes to not so entertaining tone for the fans at home. Joey Zappa, mind you, before you say anything for the fans watching at home, came in tonight just 27 penalty minutes on the season. Either way, right now the situation is a 4-on-4 for at least the next 2 minutes. They have given the 2-minute minor, I should rather say, to Tillsonburg, the 4-minute penalty to Joey Zappa. As now, the face-off called again as the puck went in the mesh. So I'm going to reset this one time to reset confusion for those at home here on Lead Digital Productions with 16:49 to go. 2 penalties given, 2 minor penalties given to Joey Zappa. He's in the box for the next 3:35. Watching and covering up on the faceoff is Uplegger now, as he'll have to deal with a 4-on-4 for the next minute 32 seconds with a Tillsonburg penalty for the celebration. In turn, 4-on-4 for the next few minutes. Then power play coming up Tillsonburg for those that are at home. Got it? Good, because Tillsonburg does not have the puck. Windsor does this time. They win the draw inside their own zone. Jake Pickersgill moves across center ice to Cameron. Cameron wrists across, caught by Achukka Ferry. Achukka Ferry talking with his teammates to the left side. With it, Randall. No pass goes off the back of a skate. Jake Pickersgill tries to get it to Cameron. Cameron retreats back, trying to look for a man to pass to in the slot, trying to find Jake, gotten poked away. Taken away now from the zone, taken up by Randall. Randall from the right wing, sets up Wolcott. Wolcott skates away, tries to set up the pass along the wrist. Poked away. Picked up again by Tillsonburg. Windsor back with it inside their own zone. Gulen gets hooked from behind. No whistle called yet. Does not get the call in that situation. Got hooked 2 times in the span of 5 seconds. Here comes Fitzjoshnook meanwhile. Fitzjoshnook puts it inside the zone. Under 30 seconds to go in the 4-on-4. 5:35 to go in regulation. Tillsonburg leads 6-5 after the goal scored a couple minutes into this third period. With the puck right now, back and forth it goes. No one with the clear possession yet. Tillsonburg clears it. Going back to Windsor's zone. Saying hello is Uplegger as he'll get icing. 9 seconds left on the 4-on-4. And getting ready to charge out of that box now is Salutin. As now Windsor looking to try and get an opportunity. Mind you, they may, with this game right now, we have to look to remind you one thing. Windsor has had a lot of shorthand goal opportunities, 12 on the season. Could this be a case for 13? We have seen opportunities where they have not cleared the puck and gone to the rush instead. We'll see what they do here on this penalty kill. 2-minute power play for Tillsonburg. Joey Zappas still sits in the penalty box. Randall passed on back to Wolcott. Wolcott leads up the charge. Moving up in front of him for Royoff. And Royoff takes it towards the slot, puts up the shot, misses wide left. Wolcott picks up the rebound alongside the boards, tries to dance towards the slot, tries to get it across. Uplegger gets bailed out by a couple of defensemen. Now alongside the boards, the man out of the box is Salutin. Salutin passed her down, back to the point. Ran down to Wilson. Wilson, wrist shot, caught by Uplegger for the faceoff. And another pushing and shoving match down to the left side of Uplegger. That time, Salutin caught up with a couple players, it appears there. Bryce Shepman specifically, the captain for the Windsor Aces. After tonight's matchup, if you want to see more Windsor Aces hockey at home, they will have one more in the regular season. As Northumberland comes to town February the 16th. Puck drop set for 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Be sure to tune in on Taped Away on We Digital Productions as the Aces clear it away. Windsor able to clear away after the stomp by Uplegger. Open crease, but Tillsonburg gets the pass. Yetman caught with hooking. Stick gets caught up. No call on the play. Tries to go for a retaliatory poke. Now tries to poke it again. Randall going coast to coast, gets stopped by the chest of Uplegger. Rebound passed along. Cross the ice to the near side. One-timer goes off into the mesh instead. Salutin with a laser. 50 seconds on the power play. 6 minutes into the third now with the stoppage. Uplegger tonight has allowed 6 goals, I should say, on the game. In the past 2 matchups, he's now allowed 13 goals to Tillsonburg. In net, he's going to have to deal with some more shots now. DeMello passed on back. Picked up, though, by Windsor. Clear attempt, just goes to the edge across offsides. Windsor now able to toss it back around. 35 seconds to go, still in their own zone, not clearing it. They set up for that possible charge. Nikolic still with it. Nikolic dancing, goes and floats up the clear attempt off the glass. Goes all the way back to Achukka Frio. Chuckaferry sees it moved on along by Tillsonburg. 15 seconds left on their power play. Zappa gets ready to charge out of the box. Crawley passes it to a charging Brown. Brown pass back. With it, Walter. Walter passed on back. Crawley through traffic, kicked away by Uplegger. Pass down low and misses the pass on the slot. Sabotin passed across the network back to 5-on-5 hockey. 7 minutes into this third. Sabotin tallies with it. Back to Kasai. Kasai dances a couple times, poked away Crawley. Crawley dealing with Sabotin now to his right. Passed across to once again. Wilson has the puck roll its way on the boards. With it now for Stillsnook. One of the newest members of the Windsor Aces on the rush. Tries to set up the puck towards the slot. Tillsonburg tosses it back to center ice. Zach Gilbo able to knock down the clear attempt. Avoids the check, still loses the puck. Randell goes across. Wolcott flips it up towards Uplegger, kicks it away instead to Goulin. Goulin trying to pass it to Zappa, rolls its way back again towards the Tillsonburg bench this time. Windsor keeping their line on the ice for now. Wilson. Soft touch pass, cross ice now to Randell. Randell now Salutin tries to set the quick touch. Broyoff charges towards the Windsor Aces bench side. Verstoshnuk able to break up the multiple passes from the Hurricanes. Verstoshnuk passed on top of the blue boarding. With it now Crawley to Randell. Randell. Across center ice it goes. Veroyan tries to charge from the left. Goes to the right. Pass across. to Randall from the point. Wrister stopped by Uplegger, kicked away. Second chance towards the slot. Setting up the one-timer, goes up to the sky instead for the face-off. And for Ivan Voroyov, hey, he has been continuously getting opportunity after opportunity, I should rather say, here in tonight's matchup. As mentioned, just a few games under his belt in the GMHL this season, and we're seeing him constantly get opportunities. 1 goal, 1 assist after 2 periods of play in this matchup. Windsor with the puck after the faceoff. Trying to go up the rush, Jake Pickersgill. Pass towards the far side. Checked alongside the boards, hard check. And this is going to cost some words. 1 player still down for Tillsonburg. 2 more trying to go for punches. Broken away, Dalton Brown from the fist pumps and bumps, I should say. Justin McFarland also trying to come in. The player that was down was Louis Rebel. His teammates checking him in front of the boxes. Another ace sent directly to the box. And you see that member of the Windsor Aces sitting in that box right now and having to think about what he just done. That is Fuma Kasai, I believe that is in the box. With 10:55 to go in the third period, 1 player still down on 1 knee, still holding his back in the midst of a coach huddle. 2-minute minor is at least the penalty put onto the board. Both Wilson and Yetman getting clarification now on the situation from the referees tonight. 6-5 is your score here on Lead Digital Productions between the Windsor Aces and the Tillsonburg Hurricanes, as both teams finish up their discussions with the referees. 2-minute minor placed on the board against Windsor. Power play coming up for Tillsonburg. No penalties for the retaliatory shoving as you look at the bench right now, as they try and get the message now. They don't agree with the call, but again, already a call penalty for disputing earlier in the game, and now they get a call. Still some choice words. This is with Ken Wilson. And it looks like that might be an additional penalty coming up against Windsor. That is one of the assistant coaches with the Windsor Aces. Still disagreeing on that side of the bench. Still a delay before the face-off. They have not put a penalty on the board. They have not sent an extra player to the box. They have still not called a penalty. Not saying the magic words yet. We have seen one bench penalty, I should say, in a game here at Enoch Terminal Arena this season. And now it looks like we will finally get underway. He has been, meanwhile, ejected. So an assistant coach done for the night for the Windsor Aces being asked to go to the locker room now as Tillsonburg gets the puck after the clear by Windsor. Power play again for the Hurricanes in a confusing sequence again here in the GMHL. With it, Wolcott. Wolcott cross ice. With it now, Solotin pass to the near side. One check from behind. This could get potentially chippy in a 6-5 hockey game. 10:55 to go in 25 in regulation. Two players tied on up. Gilbo knocking one player down. Wolcott going for the shot but blocked. Second chance kicked away by Uplager. Puck goes up to the mesh. We'll have an error face-off. And with a minute 20 left on that power play now for Tillsonburg, see the energy levels increase. Mind you, after this, they get a couple days off, but they have to take on the top team in the South Division, the St. George Ravens, in their next game, February the 5th. The Tillsonburg Hurricanes do. Randell gets it out to the clear. Randell avoids a couple pokes. Passed on back, Solotin, intercept on the pass. Chance for Windsor potentially. No, as Randell gets it on the blue line. Randell takes it in with the wrister cover. Stopped on the wrister. Ravel with the shot. Uplager with the save for the draw. And Uplager never glove stop as it looks like Tillsonburg wanting to keep their same line on the ice for this power play to face this goaltender. With this line alone, a vast majority of the team's points and goals have come from these players on the ice for this power play. Tied up alongside the boards right now, Ravel. Ravel to Solotin. Solotin avoids the sliding poke. Wrister from the slot scores! Hat trick! And Dimitri Solotin, the GMHL forward of the month, gets a hat trick. It's now 7-5 with another Tillsonburg power play goal. With 9:32 left to go in the third, that might be the insurance marker. Back to 5-on-5 hockey as now the players come back out from the respective benches. Now set up for this next set of lines. Kasai back on the ice after the penalty. And then now a penalty given to Tillsonburg all of a sudden. They've waved off the faceoff. They will redraw here as they continue to correct things on the scoreboard. A member of Tillsonburg's squad now in the penalty boxes. That is Taylor Wolcott, sent to the box for a 2-minute mark for his side now. Uplager kicks it on off to Windsor after the one draw. 9:23 to work with in a wild matchup here on Leeds Digital Productions from Enoch Terminal Arena at the pit. Yetman gets it after the goaltender pass intercept. Moves along to the right side point. Nearly hooked from behind. Pass down low, Kasai. Kasai bounces off the goaltender. Jake Pickersgill across to Kasai. Back to Goulin. Retreats to the point to Kasai. Kasai to Yetman. Yeah, Kasai gets it back. Jake Pickersgill way to the point. Pass to the slot. Misses the mark to Goulin. Retreats all the way back to charging Uplager. Uplager passed on back. Intercepted down low. Uplager back in the crease. Kasai on the charge again from his own zone. Slows down the pace on the right wing. Avoids two checks. Moves it on to the far side corner. Looks back to Goulin at the point. Goulin tries to get it to Yetman. Still gets the pass. 55 seconds on the Windsor power play. Jake Pickersgill. Circled on back. Down low. Back across Kasai. Dancing around. Back to Yetman. Pass. Misses wide on the shot. Goulin just keeps it on sides with an amazing stick work. Jake Pickersgill passed on back. Cross to Yetman. Yetman, wrister. Stopped on the glove. The Tillsonburg fans give a round of applause on the glove stop as a Chucka Ferry draws the faceoff with 32 seconds left on the power play. And he gets a little thanks from Louis Rebel, too, by keeping this just a 2-goal game still for the Hurricanes' lead. Remember, Tillsonburg came into the night on a 13-game winning streak. They have not lost since early January. Randall with the puck. Tries to clear it out of the zone. Now moved out of the zone by Rebel. Returning back Sabonin. Sabonin nearly collides with Uplegger. Jake Pickersgill avoids the check. DeMille gets caught with a player on the bench. That immediately draws the whistle from Ken Wilson. One of the players on the Windsor bench grabbed what appeared to be the stick of a player against the boards for Tillsonburg. And we'll see who they go give the penalty to here officially. It was you see there, not Joey Zappa, it was the player sitting next to Joey Zappa on that bench. They're going to move a player to the penalty box either way to serve the penalty, as that'll be a bench minor. Sean Gagnon has been chosen to serve the penalty. 11 seconds are left on that initial penalty from Tillsonburg. So it's 4-on-4 for the next 11 seconds. Face-off won by Windsor in their own zone. Jake Pickersgill can't pass it away. Pickersgill still charges away. Salutes and circles back. Power play now for Tillsonburg to the next minute 45. Randall to Rebel. Rebel moving towards the slot, nearly poked away a couple times, picked up now and low once again. Kowalski gets it poked away. Here comes the rush. Nicklick comes up with Cameron Pickersgill. Nicklick circles back. Nicklick's pass broken up. Back on the charge now comes Tillsonburg. Salutin coast to coast. Salutin misses on the wrister, wide left by a mile. Uplegger tosses it back down behind the net. Windsor clears it on down low as Yetman gives it chase. Achukka Ferry tries to pass it along. Yetman tries to give the pressure. Yetman with the puck now. Moves it back to the neutral zone. Going for the smart move to wind down the power play. 57 seconds to go in the power play. 6:36 to go in the third. Windsor Aces trail 7-5 to the Tillsonburg Hurricanes. Cameron Pickersgill with it. Cameron Pickersgill dances twice. Tosses it in for the breakout. Windsor backs off instead. Tillsonburg tries to set up for another power play rush. They have scored a few power play goals, to say the least, so far tonight. Baroyov with it. Baroyov checked. He goes down to one knee with the puck down low. Walter sees it's won a couple times. Score! With that goal, it's Louis Rebel. And now, what was a tying game at the start of the period has gone to 3 uncontested goals for the Tillsonburg Hurricanes. For Louis Rebel, had 1 assist before the start of this third period, and now has goal number 32 on the season. It is now to 8-5. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey as Windsor wants to remove one of those set fives from the scoreboard. 6 minutes to work with as Windsor looks for goal number 6. Back and forth go the defensemen right now for Tillsonburg. 2-line pass makes it 3-line. Goes 4-line instead. And we'll go back to -1 line as we'll go back for the face-off in the Hurricane zone. 5:43 to go in the third period after the goal scored just a few moments ago from Louis Rebel. His 32nd goal of the season, and now with the pressure on with 5:43 to go, Windsor has a 3-goal deficit to try and eat on down. 8-5, Tillsonburg, your score. The reason for the delay, a couple players being told they have to come off the ice for a line change situation. Tillsonburg's penalty box now opening up again. Wolcott goes to the box. I think this might be an hour bench minor. High stick appears, pardon me, getting official word from our crew here. It is high stick, the call. And appears timeout may have just been called on the ice as well. So Wolcott to the penalty box. Aces to the power play. Timeout called with 5:43 to go in the third. For more Windsor Aces hockey, be sure to tune in on WeDigital.ca or on Facebook, YouTube, and more to keep up with the Windsor Aces and the Greater Metro Hockey League, because you do not want to miss another doozy like this one tonight. One more home game of the regular season. Once again, to remind you, Northumberland Stars coming February 16th. Puck drop 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. You can see that action on We Digital Productions. Aces go on the road to take on St. George on February the 3rd for an early 3 p.m. puck drop. Then Tillsonburg February the 8th. London February the 9th before they end off that regular season at home. Face-off won by Tillsonburg. Clear. Goes right off Nicklick's stick to center ice. With it, Yetman. Yetman to Nicklick. Nicklick. Wrister deflected wide left. Right by Jake Pickersgill. Pickersgill tried to pass along. Cleared away instead by Rebel. Uplegger comes out of the crease. Has to deal with DeMello. Passed right by DeMello to Yetman. With it, Cameron. Tossed by. Goes right off the stick of Chuckaferry. Chuckaferry gets some help from a sliding poke. One member of Tillsonburg still down behind the crease. Goin puts up the shot. Stopped. And the clock is stopped at 5:02 with 1:19 to go on the power play. And it appears we might have another call coming. Call waved off as officials were signaling towards the scorer's table here with 5:02 to go in the third. Mahan gets the puck back after the one face-off of the Aces, kicked away by a Chuckaferry. With it, Nicklick to Yetman. Yetman pass down low. Back to Yetman along the far near side boards. To the top, Nicklick. Goes for the slap shot, kicked away. Right off the pad that time, Yetman knocks down the pass. Yetman down low, Cameron Pickersgill. Cameron Pickersgill looking for Yetman, finds Yetman to Nicklick. Cross to Cameron Pickersgill. Cameron Pickersgill passed the pass back to Mahan to Nicklick. 38 seconds to go in the power play. Cameron Pickersgill tied up behind the net with Crawley. Jake tries to charge up. Yetman just keeps it on sides. Pass again to Cameron Pickersgill to Yetman. One-timer misses wide left. Trying to go for the corner pocket. Mahan gives it off to Nicklick once more. He gets pressed against the boards by Crawley. Nicklick flipped on back to Jake Pickersgill. Jake Pickersgill finds this to Nicklick. To Yetman. Yetman from the point loses the puck. Moves it to the far side corner instead. As we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Cameron Pickersgill couldn't get the one-timer on the goal line. Cameron Pickersgill across to Nicklick. Windsor still in the midst of changing out the players. Cameron Pickersgill off the crossbar. Puck rolls its way back to center ice. Chris Dolchnook coming in for the line change. Offsides called with 3:27 to go in the third. 8-5, still your score. With 3:27 to go here on We Digital Productions, the craziness continues here at the pit between these two bitter foes. The second and third best teams in the standings in the South Division trying to add extra points and keep their win streaks alive before the end of the regular season. Tillsonburg won the draw. They have the puck. They flip it up on the two-line pass. Picked up, though, once again, Windsor. Going able to find its way to Friesen. Friesen intercepted nearly on the pass. Gilbo with it. Gilbo finds his way back for Dolchnook. Dolchnook tosses it in. Possible offsides as Friesen was still on inside the Tillsonburg zone. 3 minutes to work with. Boroyov trying to go up the ice. Puts up a wrister. Covered up by the pads of Uplegger as he squeezes the wickets for the faceoff. And Uplegger allowed a lot of goals again here tonight. On the season, has had performances like this in the past. One of the most goals allowed on the season for Uplegger. Face off with Tillsonburg, puck with Tillsonburg. Valroyov loses his footing behind the crease. Windsor with it. Taking up Gilbo. Bowden trying to charge on the right wing, intercepted by Tillsonburg. 2:30 to go in the third. Beroyov sets up a one-timer to Wolcott, putting it on the mark. Two players, hard collision. That time Friesen colliding that time with Brown. That was just off picture. With it now in the Windsor Aces zone, goes the puck. Przdolshnuk across. Przdolshnuk gets it again. 2:07 to go in the clock. Can Windsor have the miracle? Put from the point, Sabonin intercepted. Tillsonburg trying to tick down the clock in their own zone. Trying to provide pressure, Gilbo and Friesen inside Tillsonburg zone. Crawley passed along. Saucer pass, picked up by Przdolshnuk. Goes right by Przdolshnuk, in fact. Circling back to get it is Cameron Pickersgill, back to Przdolshnuk. Przdolshnuk, quick pass, tapped along by Friesen, picked up by DeMello. DeMello, 2-on-1, puts up the shot, stopped by Uplager. DeMello trying to have a rebound down low, couldn't keep the puck on his stick. Nearly cleared out of the zone by Windsor, is moved out to the neutral zone. Under 90 seconds to go in the third. Line change in progress. Here comes the first line for Windsor. Tillsonburg still slows it on down. They lead by 3, looking to get another victory against Windsor. Walter tosses it in. Uplager to Gilbo. 1 minute to go in the third. With it now to Mello. DeMello nearly collides with a player. Yetman gets the pass meanwhile. Yetman dekes his way around Randall. Yetman avoids one slide poke, intercepted on the pass by Kowalski. Still tossed along the glass. Moved its way back to the Windsor zone. Uplager calls for icing. Puck rolls its way. Icing roll waved off. Couple players collide. Couple players still connected together as Gilbo takes it. Gilbo skates through 2 players. Under 30 seconds to work with, intercepted again, Kowalski. Kowalski gets checked on the boards. Tillsonburg tosses it to the Windsor Aces zone. Couple players going for a line change. As hold on a second with 19.2 seconds left. We might have too many men on the ice. We had a couple players having a miscommunication in the line change. As you look at Luke Mahan and the rest of the Windsor Aces wonder, what can we do here? With the loss, they will move to 25-12-1 on the season and break a 4-game winning streak. They still have a 6-point advantage entering tonight over Kingsville. Diving for a spectacular save, meanwhile, Achukka Ferry. Achukka Ferry able to stop the clock at 14.4 and keep it an 8-5 lead. Tillsonburg moves to 14 wins in a row with the W tonight. The last time Tillsonburg was in the loss column, December the 1st against North York, and an overtime loss, mind you, their first overall of the season. But for Tillsonburg, they'll try and tick the clock on down inside their own zone. They win 8-5 over the Windsor Aces. The Tillsonburg Hurricanes move to 36-1 on the campaign and win their 14th straight and continue to cruise along. They also dominate the season series against Windsor and win every single matchup between the two this season. The Windsor Aces once again lose for the first time in 5 matchups, break a 4-game winning streak, and now we'll have to take on St. George and Tillsonburg, 2 of the top teams in the South Division, on the road trip, then London before they come back home to take on the Northumberland Stars to round off the home season schedule. Your final score, once again, 8-5 for the Tillsonburg Hurricanes over the Windsor Aces here on Weeds Digital Productions. But for the rest of our crew, I'm Justin Prince saying so long for the Rose City. Have a wonderful rest of your night, day, evening, wherever you are. Final score, 8-5.